All right. Well, hi, Johanna. Hi, Dmitry. Nice to have you here on Zoom right now. Welcome.
Yeah, I thank Dmitriy. So we can start. We will do a recording of this session also, just for people to be able to watch afterwards. And it's, yeah, there was kind of several people registered, and then probably the heat took away most of the people. But yeah, I'm happy that some of them also noted that are not available due to the some work stuff, and yeah, happy if they can be afterwards. Yeah, just shortly. My name is Dmitry, and I'm from Slovenia, and I'm actually a certified trainer in nonviolent communication with the center CNVC in USA. And also I'm part of the trainer team in the SAYIT 2024. So the event that we started last year, and it's kind of been really an exciting event, and we are doing the second version this year. Yeah, it's my short presentation today. It's kind of part of that event also. Yeah, how it's going to look. So it's kind of, I'm having a couple of exercises in my mind, just seeing what will support us. And basically we will be open as a discussion mainly. And I will share some of the practices that I'm using, or just explore a little bit how to navigate between two of the live streams that I find really important in my life. So it's, as the title already said, one of them is compassion. And for me, it really means how to be with other people and with myself, like deeply connected, slowing down, knowing what is alive inside of me. And with another stream that it's, I would say, equally important, and it's called passion. So it's kind of, how can I move things? How can I change things? How can I make things matter? How can I follow the things that are really important in my life and do something about it? And it, in the surface, it looks like it's kind of really different. So it's, yeah, we're just going to explore, maybe just have some discussion about it, how it's in our lives, what kind of practices we use to navigate between those two seemingly opposite direction or flow of life. Yeah, so it's kind of mainly discussion, maybe some exercise, and then we'll kind of find a closure. So I planned something like between half an hour and 45 minutes, or maybe an hour. It depends how long we will need to kind of explore that. And if you have any questions in between, I'm happy to answer. Just kind of interrupt me and just kind of go with the flow. And yeah, as I said, we are doing the recording. I'm happy if you share your screen or not. But just knowing that if you will speak up loud, you will be recorded. And if this doesn't work for you, please let me know. And yeah, how can we approach with that? With two different streams. There is one word that's really connected with me with both of the lines, and especially with the passion part. So I like to name the eros of life, the workshop, but then people really get confused with what eros actually is. Like, we kind of connect that with a little red guy with an arrow sitting on a roof and shooting people with some love and some passionate stuff. So it's kind of, I'm trying to not use that word, at least in the title. But basically what it is for me, what this eros in the passion part means, that we are actually connecting to the force of life. So first of all, when I was kind of starting to explore that, and I would like to contribute, to add my contribution to it, was the guy who inspired me about exploring that was Mich Miyagawa. And he's really starting to play with that idea, and it's kind of, I'm finding it really, really interesting. Yeah, it's the force of life. So how we actually were created. We are actually created for this beautiful energy of life, and it's highly connected to us. So this is an energy that kind of moved us into this world, and by that, just we have a force that is alive in us, and it's one of the greatest forces I know. How to move us through life. And you can either call it eros, you can call it passion, but it brings different aspect of lives in our existence. And it's basically what I see, this life's force moves us forward. So it's kind of trying to push us to go through life and to experience things that we find really important and sometimes challenging. And as much as we are driven with that force of life, we can really explore and kind of be really alive in that. And especially in that aliveness, just being connected to kind of creating the world with a lot of inspiration, with a lot of energy to connect with others in a proactive way. At the same time, it's quite easy that we can forget about slowing down. Like I'm really passionate about something, when I'm kind of exploring some stuff in my life, either having a new project of something and exploring some intimacy or whatever, I'm kind of easily forgetting how to connect with people. So like the basic principle of NVC is, how can I keep that connection? How can I build connection? How can I build bridges when I'm building bridges on my own and exploring that one? Yeah, so it's kind of just seeing that flow. Right? It can easily help us forget how can we actually go forward with that? How can we stop and make some connection? How can we build conflicts? Like if I'm following my path and not seeing the path of other persons, it can be easily kind of interpreted as not like egoistic or like not caring about others. So what I really like to use is also the power of compassion. So what does it mean, compassion? So it's kind of, for me, it's hardly related to empathy. It's kind of being empathic to someone means bringing compassion in their lives. So the way I see it, there can be different definitions, but the definition of compassion that I received, it is kind of a result of being empathic to someone, is offering a compassion. So, and empathy is more of the process, and compassion is more of the state when we reach there. And by compassion, usually I mean like, or empathetic. It can mean just trying to really deeply connect to the essence of life in me and connecting to the essence of life in others. So it depends whether to be in connection with what I need. And usually it takes time. So we need to slow down. And just by slowing down, it means we're kind of losing that passion. It's kind of passion that goes with some sort of movement changes. It goes also with the conflicts. But just slowing down, it means we are really needing that time to connect to ourselves and to others. And so just how to navigate between, we can also say like moving forward and kind of slowing down and connecting to, it's really, I would say, a life-challenging experience, at least for me. Kind of how to get one and get another at the same time, or just how to navigate between those two. And that's what is life about, is kind of navigating between those two life streams. And what I believe strongly is that kind of everything is driven by some needs. And I hope all of you at least heard of needs as being something what drives us to kind of find ways to fulfill our needs. And I'm really curious, like just maybe hearing a couple of voices, if you're willing to share, what needs might be behind when we are following the flow of passion, or what needs might be behind when we are following the flow of compassion. Yeah, and if some of you that are participating is kind of open to share a couple of words, I'm super happy to hear that.
Ashish, you turned on the camera. Would you like to say something?
I joined just few seconds ago, like probably 30 seconds ago. But yeah, what I heard, that empathy is the difference between compassion and empathy, especially in NVC circles, the kind of emphasis that is on empathy. So in some ways it is probably taken as equivalent to compassion in some ways. Probably I may be wrong, but this difference became more obvious and clear. So thanks for that. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. I can share. Yes,
Yeah,
I can
Meta, I
share.
wanted to ask you actually to share. So what would be what needs do you might want to meet or are longing to meet in either being in the flow of passion or being in the flow of compassion?
Yeah, I guess the flow of passion, the first thing that came to my mind without even thinking was expression. To express whatever I feel in that exact moment, which can be lots of things, but mostly it's expression. And compassion, behind compassion, it's probably connection and collaboration. It's because it's important for me to understand and consideration. Yes, this is the word that I was looking for. So these three. Yeah, thank you for asking. Is there anyone else who would like to share? We do have some participants, but we will not force anyone. We will not volunteer anyone.
Yeah, okay. So we could just flow with what it is. It's kind of if you're really something into something, you're happy to share and kind of ask questions about it. So yeah, I can just share a little bit what I found that might be interesting in this Eros flow, in this flow of passion, kind of following the life of energy, making changes. It's often, yeah, it's about fulfillment. It can be I really kind of want to fulfill what it's needed. It can be also about, I don't know, arousal or kind of some sort related to any intimacy or sexuality. It can also be related to a lot of inspiration and creativity. It's kind of just really do something. And often it can be to matter. It's kind of, I really want to make some change. I really want to bring something into this world. Yeah, just kind of trying to do that. It's also related to change. So if we need to change something, it's highly unlikely to come from the compassion thing. It can, but it usually doesn't bring that kind of, this growth. So like if you can imagine a seed from a plant when it starts, like if you can imagine a tree just starting from a tiny little sprout and it grows fast. Like at this point, this is the passion. So like I want to grow, I want to change things. I want to be present. I want to make a difference. I want to matter. I want to find some meaning in this, what I'm doing. So it's usually connected with kind of needs in that group. And when I'm following the compassion, it's like Meta, like you said, like it can be easily connection. It can be love. It can be sometimes also fun and stuff like that, but mostly like also like kind of like spirituality. It can be yeah, like some sort of flow of life. It can be ease, peace, rest. And yeah. There's also one difference that I'm connecting with those two live streams. It's so like being in the flow of passion, it's also like more being connected to me. So just being in the flow of me. And when I'm trying to be passionate, then I'm trying to connect with different people, different groups of people, like communities. Yeah, so it's kind of I want to belong to some country, to a group of people, to whatever it is. So it's more like independence, interdependence thing. But it's not, if you are not interdependent, I mean, if we don't be aware of our independence, then it's also hard to be part of that interdependence. Because me wants to be part of you, and it wants to be part of us in that matter. And just being aware of those two streams and kind of navigating between them, it actually brings the joy of life. So I want to build, I want to change something, and at the same time, I want to be connected to myself and to others. And this is kind of what brings the topic of that. So at some point, I'm also kind of connecting more the navigating the passion more with a reason or with intuition, and compassion more with feelings. So like embodied way of being present for myself and my others. And basically what I see is that we can use that in like an infinity thing. we can use that in whenever I'm sensing that I'm not connected to others, I can slow down and connect and use the compassion flow. And when I need to change and make a difference, then I'm using the independent flow, the passion, the eros of life, and using the energy. Yeah, I've seen, like, especially with the NVC people, like, oh, I'm so connected to myself. I was like I'm deeply connected to myself, and then none of the changes come up. So just staying in the flow of compassion means I can be deeply connected to myself and others, and then things just don't change. It's kind of using the strategy, using the brain. It's also some of the part that kind of is really inspiring for me. It's not just, okay, I'm so connected. I'm so passionate about what is alive in me, kind of, and connected to my needs is one part of it. But also connecting to the needs of others is also one part of it. But just following what the needs want, what the life kind of navigates me, it's a different stream.
May I ask something?
Yeah, please do so.
So what I heard, or what was created in my mind right now is some sort of the inner world, which is compassion, and then the activism, something that changes on the outside, something that you do. It's like movement, and like being and doing can be also said like that.
Yeah, it can be. And it's also I have a song somewhere like here. Probably some of you know it. And maybe I'll give you something like that if you are willing. Just let me find it. Yeah, it's called would it be okay if I just share the poem with you?
Yes, of course.
So it's actually, some of you might know it, but it's, for me, it's one of the beautiful, it's kind of, and also kind of just goes with what I want to share a little bit further. So it's a guest house, the guest house by Rumi. Yeah, I'm going to read it. It's like my English not super good, but just to be there.
Dimitri, can you also copy paste the text here in the chat if it's possible, so we can
so people can easily follow. Thank you for it.
Yes, thank you.
Just give me a second. Yeah, so it goes like this. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark, though, the shame, the malice, meet them all at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Yeah. So it's kind of just, how can we navigate with what life brings us? It's kind of, I'm usually, when I'm doing this workshop, I like to play with an obstacles. Meta probably knows that exercise. And it's something really, really beautiful. We do an embodied exercise with how can you really kind of find an obstacle. And some people play obstacles, and then you kind of find out what kind of obstacle are you? Are you a hard one, trying really protect people not to come through? Or can you be an easy one? And also, we can find obstacles in our lives in a different way. And how we actually approach them and how we kind of deal with them, it also shows us, we can just try to go through, but no matter what, we can go around and just way around and not do anything. Or we can just play with it. We can just like be the guest house. We can just be and welcoming whatever comes and just play with it as it is. We can see an illness as an obstacle to something, and we can also see an opportunity to kind of find another way. It's kind of a redirection of the road. It's okay, we cannot go forward, straight forward. It's around, the direction is around. And this is also like navigating between the passion and compassion. Because some people say, okay, navigating just with passion, just like very egoistic. You cannot do the things. No, it's like I can try to do my things, but I can still be aware of that other people. So it's kind of be aware that we are all in the same pot. And there's just whatever I do that has an effect on others. And if I'm trying to follow that passion, that's also bringing people in with compassion and stuff like that. And also, like, being compassionate to other means that I'm listening and adapting accordingly, but not entirely given to the people that I'm meeting. Because usually when I do workshop, there's a lot of people, like when they come to workshops, and there's like, they really want to be compassionate to others. Like, I really want to follow the others. I really want to do everything for others. And then we forget about ourselves. And I find my kind of inspiration and kind of following that path of life that I'm hopefully supposed to follow by this passion that I'm trying to find. So I really, when I do workshops, I'm really keen on asking people what's the passion on their lives. So is there any passion, and are you following that passion? Because it's equally important to me that like just being compassionate, a lot of empathy and stuff like that.
Can you share how does that look in your life? How, for example, like if we were observing you, how can we see passion in your life? And well, the compassion part, I have experienced also the passion one, but maybe from your everyday life, how does that look? And how do you balance that?
Yeah, okay, thank you, Meta, for asking. So there are so many cases. I haven't prepared any case in advance. So yeah, but there's so many cases I'm really passionate about things. So one of the passion is movement and dancing. The other passion is also like children. And if you have children, or if you know like how to be a parent, you know that usually navigating between the needs of children and yourself, it's one of the most kind of challenging, let me say challenging things. And for me, what is important, it's at the first place is that I'm really checking with myself, what is my passion in that? So like if I want to do something, like we are going to the NVC festival in Denmark, it's mostly the children's desire. So I would maybe need some rest, just being ill a few weeks ago, and just get kind of that, and how I can navigate with supporting the children. So it's kind of my passion would be like rest, stay at home, don't move, just find a way to balance the thing. And still, like, seeing the children was so passionate about hanging out with other NPC children. So like just kind of trying to support that idea in any way. And it's, for me, it's just considering the needs of others before I'm making my decision about how I follow my passion. Just, okay, I want to take into consideration what other needs. This is the compassion part. Like, yeah, they really want, they have a lot of fun, play there, and they have friends for several years, and it's kind of, they're part of this international community. They have a learning, they learn English, they learn new stuff. Okay, also some annoying stuff for me. But still, and the other hand, it's like I'm really trying to support that and find my balance in that. How can I kind of find my passion in that? And I'm passionate of sharing NVC, so I can share some NVC stuff there. I can meet people that are also my friends. There's a lot of friends for several years that I'm meeting, and it's also kind of just, yeah, that's the passionate part. So just trying basically to get on the level of needs, and just try to find that still meeting my need for rest means I'm asking for something. I just asked today if I can, there is some workload, if I can get a little bit less workload in the festival, just navigating my need for getting my health back and my stamina back and stuff like that. And still supporting the children that they can really kind of be there, find friends, be playful, and travel and learn new stuff and stuff like that. So it's always like it's never ending story. But just if I would be stuck with something, like I could be stuck with the compassion, just like, oh, a lot of stuff, just supporting children and being compassionate and not thinking about myself, and just, yeah, the children are important, they cannot live on their own. Yeah, that's this is one way, not thinking about myself, and the other way, it's thinking about myself, just like, no, we're not going. I'm not healthy, so like my need for health is really important. It's like, no, it's like it's a balanced flow. We are always somewhere between compassion and passion. And someone just, do you want to be borderline that one, borderline that one, or just flowing with what it is? yeah, I hope that it's kind of understandable for people for knowing that.
Yeah, thank you for that example.
So it's also one thing that I want to do with all of you being here is just navigate. I would say, like, I would simplify it a little bit just for the sake of exercise, but it's also like navigating from, I would say, between our heads and our minds. Yeah, so it's kind of just following the heart. But when I speak with that, I just remember to the Lev Larson say, don't speak just to your heart. You have a brain also with a reason. Yeah, it's kind of not just speaking from the heart, but also speaking from our mind. So why we are so emphasizing the part of heart, because we are not using it that much, but we also need the reasonable part. So it's not kind of just the heart, follow the heart. Yeah, it's follow the heart and follow the reason and follow the intuition. And that's it. Yes, what I would like to invite you is, if you are ready, just to do a short exercise about that practice. So, willing to try it with me?
Yes.
You can have like a camera open, camera closed, whatever supports you. You're willing to be more connected, maybe with the camera on. I'm happy to see you. Yeah. Okay, so just for the preparation for the exercise, I would really like to invite you to think what are the things that you are really passionate about. So one area, one strategy, whatever you find, just something that you can find that it's a lot of passion in you. Just want to see there's like you can wave through if you have an idea what you're passionate about, so I can see. Not really convinced that you are having this passion. Yeah, okay, see some hands up. Okay, now probably you want to do something about this passion in your life. So is there some sort of strategy, some sort of action that you would like to do about it? It can be that you're sure about it, not sure about it, kind of visiting something, doing something, making some changes. Just something that you can really imagine, oh, I would like to do that. So it's just like, I don't know, it's like I'm dancing, oh, I want to go to this dance festival, like in the summer. If you have like, oh, I'm gardening, oh, I want to buy a bigger house, or I don't know, bigger garden, or just like, whatever, just whatever is your passion. And first idea that comes, it can be also like an impossible one. It doesn't matter, just the one that comes. Okay, really hoping that you have that one. And now I'm really, really inviting you, like, psst, put your hands up and just try to grab whatever the thoughts are in your head right now. Just really, I put my hands like that. I cannot do it because then you don't see me. But just like really, really, whatever is at the moment alive in you. And just breathe in and breathe out. And just all the thoughts that are coming, just slowly, 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 trying to bring them to your heart. Slowly, slowly, whatever is alive. And you just brought your passion into your heart. And just check what the heart wants. You can do another breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, and if you're willing to share whatever your heart just spoke, I would be really happy to hear it.
I can share, but I would like to give some space to others first. So Ashish, Joanna, or Anya, if you're willing to share, I'd like to hear your heart whispers or screams.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just for a short time. but
Yeah, but I'm happy to hear you. And
I think Anya was actually speaking. Anya?
oh, Anya.
yes, Anya.
Oh, I can't hear you very well. Can you come closer to the microphone, please?
Yes, I can. It's better now.
It's a bit better. Can the rest of you hear her?
I'm on my phone, that's why.
Ah, that's better.
Okay. I'm really thinking, and it really drive my passion. I would say that it really gives me energy when I initiate and meetings and invite people to my place. Like I really love experiencing and seeing my friends, and not only close friends but other people. Like I really love experiencing this environment when people can share whatever in their minds. On that moment, I can really like focus on this experience to feel people. Like I really don't think about anything else during that moment, and I really appreciate those time. And I think that it gives me a lot of energy. I can hear and listen to people, what is life in there, how they feel at that moment. Just like I can feel that people really, I received some nice word that they really love being here in my home, and I'm really like happy that I can create some safe space, and it really drives me really like my life. Like I really love experiencing this energy of people when I invited to some initiative, when I can involve in some project, the foundation or other non-profit organization. I can really invite people, and I really love the energy, how we can gather together, listen to each other, and just I really love those moments just to be present with them on live, face to face. Like I was thinking very long, and it's really what gives me a lot of energy to my life, and this really makes me happy a lot. Like I just love inviting people to any kind ideas which I share, or even some trips. I think I'm quite good at it, so I'm just happy whenever someone wants to join to me. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Can I just check what I've heard? There was very low in volume of that voice. But just yeah, what I'm hearing is that you're basically really enjoying when you connect to people in a way that you invite them into the projects, into your home, just hearing them, supporting them. This kind of really gives you joy and kind of brings life in you. And it's one of the passions, and it's also kind of I would guess, but it's like that it's one of the passion is that you can support people by giving them compassion in a way. Is that the kind of main thing that I've heard?
Yes. Yes, exactly. That's it is. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's also one way. It's kind of also the compassion can be inspiration, and you can find a way that you can support people in that, and finding a lot of joy and kind of changing people's lives can be. I can easily relate to that because this is I'm basically the one who lives out of that inspiration, how to make wow moments in people's lives, kind of just by sharing what is really important in NVC, and seeing when people kind of change their lives and get more beauty. It's also really an inspiration for me. So yeah, Anya, thank you for sharing that. I can really relate to that also. So anyone else want to share something or have some questions?
Joanna or Ashish? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The first passion or thought that came to my mind was around experiencing different cultures or travel for that matter. So, do I share strategies or do I share what?
I'm happy to hear whatever you want to share.
Okay, the immediate strategy that came or which I probably used in last 6-8 months, that I went on attending different workshops around NVC or around something else. So probably was hitting two birds in one stone. With one stone. There is strong passion for learning as well. But yeah, moreover, it works out just to be in a new place and new atmosphere and things like that. But when I tried to hear what my heart says, I didn't hear anything clearly. Rather, the logical part started speaking. Okay, but it is challenging. It requires a lot of money, and there are other adjustments, like probably compromises. How will you cover the work that you won't do during that period and all that? So all that logical part kicked in. So yeah, that's what I have to share. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. It's kind of, it's not easy to connect to the heart, especially in such a short moment, I'm guessing. I just share an exercise with you. Maybe you can take more time to practice it at home. It helps me just bring with this, like, I have a lot of ideas and stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah, but just like, wow, I have so much in my mind. So what my heart says about it. So it's just a process that you can maybe use, like, just it's a simple one. It's not, I mean, you can take as much time as needed. And as you said, like, yeah, workshops can be a very good strategy for learning. And if you're passionate about learning, then sometimes you need to also navigate with the balance of a lot of other stuff to be able to do that. So we have obstacles, and the way that we're dealing with it is like, oh, I don't have any money, I don't have any time. It's like, it's impossible. This is an option, but you can find different ways to how to deal with it. So it's kind of, I'm not going to name a lot of strategies here, but just there's a lot of way you can explore. Like, how can I have fun of not having enough money to go to the workshop? You know, so it's crazy, but just like, maybe I can do a lot of stuff, like ask people for support, ask for reduction. I don't know, just like, you know, so it's like a million ways you can find just to say, oh, like, I want to play with it. But it's like also getting a no, it's fun. Let ask that, can you kind of lower that price for me? It's like, no, okay, yay, I can try something else. So it's hard sometimes to find obstacles playful. And still there is a kind of an invitation. It's kind of, if you're following your passion, some things will turn out like Rumi did. Like, everything what is sent to you, it's sent from beyond. So it's somehow funny for me, but it's, yeah, no, it's a part of life. Yeah.
Thanks, Dmitry.
Thank you, Ashish.
Also, probably because I'm adding this learning curve in it. So probably my main intention is to experience new culture, and within India we have different states. So the counties or states where I have never been, I'm choosing to go to those places in the name of some workshop. So there is less guilt around it, that it's not just a leisure travel. I'm doing something meaningful as well, and then yeah, and explore after that. So yeah.
Yeah, so you're combining exploration and learning, and also finding the great tool not to go the guilt trip. Just find a way how to travel without guilt, because you're learning as well. Just yeah, it's following the passion of life. That's how I see it. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Joanna, are you happy to share something with us as well, or?
Yeah, I can say something. Yeah, I really like this theme, passion and compassion, because it's something that I've been struggling with a lot in my life, because I used to think of myself as a passionate person. I used to be a musician, and music was my passion. But I put here life energy, releasing my life energy, because when I stopped being a musician, it was kind of a problem for me how to then, releasing or expressing and fostering my life energy. And then I started learning MVC. So yeah, it became my mission also then. And then what my heart is telling me is balance, self-care, peace, love, and compassion. Because sometimes I want everything to happen at once, fast, and with a lot of energy. And yeah, you get tired, and people get tired of you. So it's one of my. That's why I came here, because I thought this is just for me. I want to explore it with you. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. So what I was hearing is that you kind of find a way to transition from that passion of music into an NVC, and it's kind of passion for you, and it's really kind of trying to navigate you with that, and it's kind of you're really passionate about the passion of exploring passion, compassion, live stream, and being connected to that. Yeah, it's kind of easy to relate to that one either. Just finding if one passion ends in whatever it happens, then searching for a new passion is as much as important than finding the compassion to that one. That's the way how I kind of see things in my life. Okay, thank you for sharing. So I'm more or less complete unless there are some questions or something, or Meta, you want to share something? Yeah, Shish.
Yes, I want to ask something, and I can, maybe it's a judgment still, but I do experience myself more in the compassionate side, and it's like how to come from heart to movement to doing. Like what is the opposite way? Because I can easily be in that flow state of hearing others and just be very slow and at ease, but then nothing happens, nothing changes, and then it's like Joanna, but the opposite. I need some movement, I need some energy, I need to do stuff. So how to do that? The opposite, like I need some advice.
Yeah, I can easily imagine like being, I call it like borderline, but just not in the way its term is, but just like walking in one way more than another. It just ask your heart. So it's out of ask your brain and then join it together. So this exercise is just a symbol of something. You can use that one, you can use anything that kind of works for you. But just I would like to say that I would like to combine the three pillars, but at least two of them are really important. So first one is having this kind of logic. So what would you like to achieve? And then check with your heart. Is this really you would like to do that? Because sometimes we are just following our logic. Like me doing something that I'm supposed to do, like being a good father. Being a good father punishes their children if they're not doing something, but it's not. Check your heart. If you're still with something like that, when you ask your heart, then okay, then it's fine. I'm sure nobody will come with that. And then also trusting the intuition part. So sometimes the intuition, like the spirituality or whatever you can call it, so something from beyond, it's also kind of trying to navigate. And if you join these three streams together, then you probably get some direction that you can work with. And at least following the way of brain, the reason part, and the heart, it can be also quite easily the intuition sneaks in and somehow guide you. But just not just one, and also not the heart. Like you said, you're just asking your heart, being compassionate, and just asking your heart. No, your brain needs to speak that moment as well. And you just kind of get some sort of intuition into it. Just follow. It sometimes doesn't make sense. But if you join that, you will be easily kind of navigate. And then again, I come back to the compassion. Don't just flow in the passion direction. I hope it makes sense what I just said.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Yeah. And I saw just Ashish that we also had the hands up.
Yeah, if I go back to the example that you shared, Dmitry, about the passion to go to this festival and cater to children, but the compassion part was that you needed some rest. So when you are dealing with this topic, is it just passion and self-compassion, or are you also talking about compassion towards the people around? Is that part also included, like probably towards the children, which you may cater and you love working with them? So when you're driven by the passion, is it because you have also compassion towards children? So are we also talking outward compassion, or it's just the self compassion when it comes to passion? Is that the motive of today's learning?
Yeah, I mean it's I'm trying to share it that it's a mixture of everything, like I said. So I'm trying but thank you for asking, because it's a very meaningful question for me. So like what I'm trying to do is, I think it's the highest common denominator. I don't know when Otto said that. It's a book about it. It's like, how can I find the best connecting to the needs of me and others? So not just thinking of strategies. I mean, at some point, you can somehow trust your heart. It comes with the conclusion. But still, at some point, we need this connection, also maybe a reasonable one, with the needs that we have. Just knowing my needs, being connected to myself, self-compassion. Like, I can connect to others, like compassion to others. And in that point, I can find strategies that kind of really comes out of that. And the strategies that really drives me, like, not, I don't want to do that, but I'm doing it. It's like, no, I want to be passionate about it. So I'm actually finding the strategy part with the passion that I can find. So I'm not sure if I'm kind of more clear. I try to simplify it a little bit. It's more than that, but just, yeah, it's a flow of everything. So I need to be connected to myself with the self-compassion, with others with compassion, and kind of find a way to balance through life, to following what is alive in me. I want to feel alive. I want to be joyful. I want to be playful. And I was ill last week, like, I know, but just, yeah, that's the flow of life. Does it make sense for you, Ashish?
It does. It does. Dimitri, thanks.
It's just what I'm really like to invite you not to be stuck in one direction.
Hmm.
I'm so compassionate, so much in my heart, and not thinking, not trusting intuition on any parts, or just, yeah, just being in my brain. So like, oh, I want to achieve that one. I want to learn NVC. Yeah, but it has to be somehow, so it's like, really, is that your passion? Like, I really love, Joanna, what you said. Like, this is my passion, because I can relate to that one. NVC is also my passion. It's like, yeah, it's my passion. I don't want to learn NVC just because people told me this is a good tool for conflict resolution. Or I'm gonna speak with my wife way better if I learn that. No, there's no passion in it. So yeah, when you choose strategies, try to move them into the passion flow of life. Yeah, and just coming to an end slowly, I would really like to invite you, if you're kind of still willing to explore this way deeper, that we are having this event in the end of September, beginning in October in Slovenia. It's called SAYIT. And we are doing it for the second year. And there's kind of, I think it's 8 trainers from all over the globe. And it's, yeah, I'm just one of the trainers and an organizer of that event. And it's kind of, with the structure, it's my invention. The structure is my passion, a result of my passion. And it really enables a lot of learning. And we had so much fun learning that even trainers who are way longer in that, Meta is doing that. She was there. So it's kind of, yeah, we are really kind of exploring that passion and fun and play. And so there are some trainers that, like, I have never had so much fun in the training. And there was people who are actually helping the marketing this year, because they say like, oh, everybody wants to come because you really want to experience that. So if you kind of really, this is just one of the topics that I'm going to offer, but that will be more like trauma related and NVC. There will be for the trainers and stuff, like, so much more of the content. And you can check, most of the content is already kind of announced, and it's say.si webpage. So I'm also sharing one of my passions, and this is one of the passions that it's hopefully coming through this year as well. So if you're just considering just checking it out, and yeah, we are really open to receive all the people from different cultures and exploring different stuff and being together for 7 days. It's yeah, and also the location. It's in the forest. It's like really ancient forest. You can see trees really high, and it's kind of, yeah, nature will also support the learning and the being together with other NVC practitioners. Yeah, this is just my invitation. If somehow you have time and you are really passionate about it, please join us. You're welcome.
And I would like to add something about that. And it's something that I was excited the most about, and I am excited again, is that it's 7 days long. And last year it was experiencing NVC in life. It was not just teaching about it. It was not just sessions and workshops and morning intensives about NVC, but we were living NVC life 24/7. And for me, it was the first time I just felt it in my body. Like, how can you move through life in the NVC way, not just talk about it, like how to be it. And this is something very transformative that I have experienced, and I have been to other retreats and workshops, but that was it was something that you trainers brought, and I really appreciate that. And I'm also inviting everyone, because I'm one of the organizers, and I'm inviting everyone who wants to move from the talking part into the living part of NVC to join, and we can explore and experience it together. So yeah, this is it for this session. There are gonna be some other sessions with other trainers, so you're welcome to join again, or just watch the recordings, and we will share everything on the Facebook events.
Yes, thank you for being part. And I would like to invite you to just a short checkout, just maybe with one word or up to one sentence. So how was it for you, and what are you taking with you?
I'm gonna stop recording now so it can be more private.